This is a Q-20. The reptilian brain and the limbic system, which is called the primitive brain, has functioned to help us survive in this world. The brain, Q-20, the brain, program, behavior, and the promise of the frontal lobe. So the brain and the limbic system, which is called the primitive brain, has functioned to help us survive in this world. It is part of your brain that has been designed to recall, recognize, and react to various stimuli in the environment that are deemed helpful to survive. This includes identifying things that are harmful, dangerous, and other things that are beneficial to survival, such as procreation. This part of the brain is very helpful to our existence and has let us outlive the dinosaurs. But as we have progressed in evolution and have become the dominant life forms in existence, the need for this survival feature is actually damaging our evolution. As we have become the most dominant life forms on the planet and technologically advanced, the need to survive is no longer an issue. The issue today is how comfortable and how much wealth can we obtain, as survival is a distorted luxury. In most cases, our scientific and cultural society has evolved, and then so too would our reliance on our primitive brain. As such, there would come a turning point in evolution when our brain would need to turn off a default of an autonomic or automatic triggering of a fight or flight response in behavior. For this instance, when a survival instance is triggered, like eating, more observable in dogs, the fight or flight, a psychological term, system that exists in all animals and in humans, is triggered. Therefore, they will either fight for the food or flight, which is run away from the attacker, or surrender their food, as some die in fighting. Since any food combo is less than an hour's wage, this is not relevant to our society, but money has taken its place. So I just want to explain quickly what this autonomic response system is. It's a biological, biochemical system designed to react to dangerous situations, and more so and more heightened and intense if it's towards a fighting situation or a survival situation where your life is threatened. But for us, it's to a point where it's just always about survival. But now we've gotten better at that because we have police. We can call for help, and we have court. We can take people to court, so we don't have to fight people for money like they did in the old days, and like what lions have to do to defend the pack or the pride. And I mean, you see it in the animal kingdom. It's very fierce. It's like that with us a long time ago. We used to actually sneak up on people and hit them in the head with bats. Or, I mean, you would be amazed. Guys would do the weirdest things, and girls too. But anyways, this is programmed behavior, and it's primitive. And what's even more primitive is that we're wired to defend ourselves in this way. So the information comes in. Is it dangerous? Do I need to survive? Do I need to fight, or do I need to run? So the information comes into the eyes, it gets wired into the brain, it goes directly it gets then wired to the amygdala, which is the first reactor. This reactor sends signals throughout your entire brain, but it first goes to the emotional side, as I've learned in cognitive science, cognitive psychology, and it doesn't process it. It's just wired to react in the fastest way possible in order for you to survive. Because literally in the wild, you only have a split second. And so, I mean, especially if you had a bat or one of those clubs, you don't even have time to react sometimes. And most of the times you're sneaking up on you. So it's been programmed for us to survive. So it has to be really fast. And it's associations that are wired, rerouted right back to your brain. and then it gets sent to a proper system that reacts and triggers the parasympathetic to produce adrenaline, and it helps you react, and you're ready to fight. And the smart people that have been trained to fight, they protect themselves. They know what to do when they're fighting. But I mean, this we're really good at. And on top of it, the police and the courts make it really, gives us subconscious and conscious reinforcements to not do those things anymore, because we know we're going to go to jail, we know we're going to get fined or sued. But when it comes to sex and money, those gray areas they're not gray anymore. They're just, who cares? And that's what's going on with this world today. Everything's crazy. And so since any food combo for us is less than an hour's wage, this is not relevant for our society, as money has taken its place. And also, as food is, you can go around, walk to any restaurant, any block, and you can have 3 choices of your food. So I mean, like, survival in that sense, we don't need it. Even sex, we don't need it, because we know what we do is stupid. Like, you get mad at your girlfriend gets mad at her friend. Meanwhile, you're supposed to be mad at both of them. Why even try to shoot them? It's crazy. And why would you even cheat on your friends anyways, right? So, but anyways, since all of these things are there, and we're so intelligent, and then the system is designed to say, well, you got to do this, you got to do that, and then we know what our information that's going into our brain is not intelligent, but we're forced to react this way because we're wired to do these things, and it makes us feel stupid. It's an insult to our intelligence, and we're angry inside, and that's what it is in this nutshell of programmed behavior. And I mean, how I can prove this? Have you ever went out and done something really stupid and you had no alcohol? Or even better, what about people that drink alcohol and how crazy and just, I don't know what planet they're on, but things like that. That's proof of wired behavior. And what alcohol does is it turns off your super ego, or it's your super ego or your id. I think it's your super ego that tells you not to do those things that are logical. So, I mean, that's 100% proof. So as such, people who steal from you, or the act of killing you for money, are very primal and wired into our boundaries as acceptable. Then there's the problem of wiring the amygdala directly into our emotional brain. What this does is to allow us to react to the stimulus or the threat with emotional intensity. Therefore, giving us the threat increase motivation for the correct answer, which increases motivation for the correct answer. So when the chemicals start to go and the action starts, no matter what it is, it's going to happen regardless. A chemical reaction cannot be stopped once it starts. It's like a falling bridge. In the case, and it's like nitro. Once you press the button, nitro happens. Now the only way you can stop nitro from happening is crashing. Now I know that that's a really bad example, but energetically you can stop this. You can stop it in mid-action with energy only. Or if you program yourself to anticipate it, and then an off program offsets it. So instead of being programmed, we can learn to program ourselves like a computer. To offset these things. So as such, in the case of someone already about to punch someone, unless your concentration is to stop the punch midway, it's very difficult. What this means is that that your reaction must override the power of of the first intention, and that's the only way. Now, so then, if this society is based on, or if God's rules were based on, I think it was in the First Testament, an eye for an eye. What that really was is what law of cause and effect. But it's really to create where we didn't have police, a society where there would be order. And if it is an eye for an eye, that would make everyone blind. And pollution is proof of this. What I'm trying to say is, if we do something as crazy as this, and I mean, you think about it, it is crazy, and this would make the world very primitive. And when you look at all around and you see the chaos everywhere, then all this corruption and greed in this world makes a little sense. This moving away from killing for food is a prime example that programming forces us to do. So instead of food, money takes its place as survival. So guys would betray for money, and girls would marry that guy just to guarantee their child's safety. For regressive proof, try and take a banana away from our 8 cousins. The gorilla, as some tribe members will kill you for whatever violations. Sometimes in jealousy we kill, and seeing a snake or a spider we kill it without thought. It is automatic because it is programmed into us. Blondes are hot. Tall people get a lot better chances at getting the better jobs. Statistically true. So then we have instructions from our brain to commit an act. The brain then sends powerful chemicals like adrenaline and triggers a fight or flight response, which basically tells you to fight or die or run. All these instructions are chemical, hardwired, and very powerful. As the brain conducts a symphony of carnage, even more explosive, as emotions and negative energy fuel the explosion. However it may seem, the brain, as resourceful as it is, has at its disposal an arsenal of memories. These memories emit different frequencies, and since they are your own, provoke thought and entice actions fueled by the brain without hesitation, because it's your thoughts. Then you would have what is called an emotional hijacking, which is, I learned in communications, 2040, York University, a superb course. I recommend it. It's from a gentleman named Dalton Keyhole. It just tells us in a nutshell, it's a borrowed term from Daniel Goldman, who actually trades notes with the Dalai Lama, Destructive Emotions. He's one of the foremost neuroscientists in our age. Groundbreaking studies and breakthroughs in the validity that emotions control us. They actually control us. And he also states that the most successful people in this world, which are the top 10 to 22, not 30, but 10 to 20% of the world, are emotionally controlled. They don't get into fights. They don't fight for money. That doesn't come from him, but this comes from me. It's only logical. And anyways, emotional hijacking happens. And these are wired automatic responses that start with anger, fear, and can quickly escalate into actions such as violence or even death. Biology will indicate that emotions. Then you have regression, aggression, because of aggression from stored suppression, and you have an escalation of an implosion. And what that is because you keep your feelings inside, you keep your true feelings inside, and you really want to yell and you want to get angry, and you're angry at someone you don't, it festers like a steam and like a time bomb. Sooner or later it's going to explode from pressure. And emotional hijacks also are not the result of that, but it adds fuel to emotional hijacks. So